Sagittarius, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. I'm a little closer. I decided, I'm going to pull the camera in a little closer because I want to show you a little bit more about the imagery. We're going to talk a little bit more about tarot art today, along with the cards. We're going to dive right into the key oracle, though. I want to get some frequencies around this 1111 portal for Sagittarius, for the collective. What's happening for you all? Thank you for tuning in, and once again for your generosity, for all the love you show my way, for all the love you're showing others at this time. It's very important. Hold the higher energies. Okay, I'm here to remind you of that. It will be a smoother ride. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Sag. All right, let's get, interesting. I had some hidden, these don't belong here. And maybe there's something in your life that doesn't belong anymore, Sag, but it's hard for you to let it go. I'm getting that. There's something that doesn't belong and you know it, but it's very hard for you to release it. Trapped, spider web. What is this? We have the all-seeing eye. Ooh, we have your intuition is the situation is drawing you in with bad intentions and behavior. This is a warning not to get involved in anything destructive or with people that don't have your best interest. Turn to your spiritual strength to make the necessary changes. All right, there's some sort of trapped in some sort of spider's web or someone else's spider's web. I'm not getting anything truly nefarious. Right when I, said there's something in your life that doesn't belong, I think that you're having to release a person or a situation in your life and let it go, literally. Because if you stay, you could be going down a road that will make you feel trapped. I want to get one complimentary card. Why is Sag being warned about a spider web here? And I'm also getting, a spider web is the collective cosmos, according to indigenous thought, that we're all deeply connected, and what one person does ripples out and affects the whole. So be mindful. I'm getting that too, just coming into the readings today. You're my first one for the day. I don't know what I'm going to do today as far as volume, but there's two different timelines, and I feel like I got 1 foot on one foot on the other, and I'm like, just forget both. It's like high timeline, low timeline, and it's like there's this good bad, good versus evil type of good angel, bad angel, and it's just like, can we rise above all of it? And you can look at that in the microcosm of your life and the macrocosm of the collective. We're seeing this duality being played out in our individual experiences and our collective experiences right now. Don't get trapped in the web of duality, of comparison, of me versus you. Ripple effect. Oh my God. Spirit's like, we're doing a collective reading, but no. This is for Sag. But Sag, I appreciate y'all volunteering here this morning for some energies that are at play right now for the 1111 portal. It's very strong because it's going to interfere, I think, with my readings today, with each individual zodiac. But you all are the freedom fighters. You all are about the full, authentic expression of self and the balance, right? The balance that we all need to display. You are temperance. So despite your wanting to not be caged in, there's this need to balance out your energies with the other, not abandon the other completely, and everyone else's thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. It's a matter of how can you find freedom in what you believe and what other people believe and not attack each other for that. It is just some existential thought this morning, you all, that Spirit wants to have you maybe ponder. And I know a lot of us are pondering these themes right now. So this ripple effect, intention. The intention behind actions is far-reaching and at times very impactful. The frequency of your action is then matched and echoed throughout time. Be mindful of the power behind your thoughts, decisions, and actions. Spirit is talking about your autonomy here, and that you always have the freedom of choice and intention. And be mindful of the frequency at which you decide to operate at this time. I know that we all are going through this evolutionary process in our consciousness, and it's a matter of frequency. And vibration. Wow, you all are really stepping it up this morning. I'm really impressed because I didn't know what was going to come out. There's a ripple effect going on, and I think I read too that the collective shadow is really being hit during this 11/11 portal. And it's the test. It's the test. So you could be getting little tests. Let's not call them little because they might be pretty significant in your life. Tests around shedding, right? Old ways of operating, old ways of thinking, old ways of speaking about your life, old narratives, old beliefs, which is in a lower frequency. We're not saying low frequency. When I say low, high, again, it is comparison, but it's just a point of reference, you all. So we're constantly evolving. And so you're in a higher frequency, hopefully now, than you were a year ago. And what has changed? And how much do you want to reach even higher? That's the thing. We can always go higher. Point of reference, y'all. Not good versus bad. I just want to make that distinction. All right, let's go into the overall general energy for you for the rest of the month. And then we're going to talk about the opportunity and challenge at hand. Ooh, they said take it. Okay, so overall general energy, we have the King of Cups. Oops, I grabbed the deck upside down. These are not in reverse. Yep, it's all upside down. Lovers at the bottom. Why is it always about love? Yeah, the entanglement of love. I want to talk about this for a minute. I didn't know this. I've been studying the imagery of her deck. And, you know, she's got his hair wrapped around her fingers. And this is the entanglement of our connections and of the ways we crave connectivity, the ways we crave intimacy. So there's something I'm getting like this craving, Sag, around intimacy. Interesting. We're going to leave that there because I think that's going to be pertinent for you for the rest of the month. Because you've got, ooh, wow. Okay. That's what you don't see coming. That's why I went straight there. I'm like, what? What's going on? Oh, and I'm going to pull 3. Just, let's see. We have the Lovers, we have the Knight of Wands, and we have the Ace of Cups. So you are calling in new love, Sag. I want you to know that. I see that right here. You're calling in new love, and you want to feel it. You want to, woo! You want to get the, you know, the loop-de-loos. You want, you know, you want to feel it in your toes, Sag. Y'all make me laugh. I just love you all. Because the overall general energy here is the King of Cups for the rest of the month. And I'm going to put my glasses on so we can talk about this. You see, this man right here, he is gazing into this cauldron, okay? And he is in a whirl of emotion. You have someone, this feels like an external energy, who is deeply thinking about you. Could be a water sign. This person's heart chakra is opening pretty wide. This is also as it relates to self, because I talk about both, emotional maturity. You can see the extension of light around his heart chakra. There's something that it's opening up within your heart and another heart. It could be the hearts of those around you and the way you share your love. King of Cups is a beautiful expression of giving people love, okay? Queen of Cups is, you know, I want to nurture everybody around me. This is setting the intention to operate from a frequency of love. Less around, you know, the tending to the children, you know, and the tending, the mothering, right? This is the fathering and the higher octave of love, which is making sure we all feel emotionally safe and protected. And so, Sag, you have someone who could potentially be coming into your life, or someone you're dealing with who wants to operate from I want to protect you in the heart space and create emotional safety with you and together. It could be what you're calling in and what you are operating in your frequency, so you can find that match outside of you, because the Lovers is making a decision around love and the excitement around that with the Knight of Wands. And then the Ace of Cups is actually opening up the heart. Some of you are removing the blocks that allow the alignment of the frequency in, which is sometimes a limited belief, right? regardless of this, whether this is about romantic love or not, Spirit is really strongly indicating that you don't want to get trapped between your thoughts and your emotions when it comes to a choice point around love this month. There's a ripple effect to what you decide. Okay. Your opportunity is to wrap up some sort of cycle that you have been playing out. We have the Ouroboros wreath around her, signaling that life is a continuous cycle of change. And it's about mastering that change. She's stepping through this portal. Even from a collective purview here, this is wrapping up a cycle where we are learning how to operate from the higher frequency of love, unity, consciousness. And that comes down to the decisions we make and the ways we display where our vibration is at. The challenge is coming together in a situation and getting on the same page. Three of Pentacles, everyone working for the common good, right? The whole, doing the work. Everyone has their assignment, right? Sag, there is a spiritual assignment right now that you all are being called to activate around your bonds. Three of Pentacles, it can sometimes indicate a work situation, but with all this heart, it has a lot to do with you feeling like all the parts of you are working together and they're all being mirrored back to you. We're talking about you. You want things to feel calm and settled, and you don't want any strife. This is in the collective, your wish, and your individual wish in your personal life. So this is a really big cycle for you, where you may be coming out of a situation where you felt pretty trapped in a cycle, a repetitive cycle of experiences that weren't creating emotional safety. You have a lot of support around you. We have this woman who is divining here. There is sand in the wind. She doesn't know what direction it's going in. Okay? She has no idea what direction it's going in. And then she has the symbol, a cross symbol of the air signs on her elbow, signaling she's lost in her thoughts, trying to make a decision between her heart and her head. You have a choice point, Sag, around whether you want to open your heart and let potentially a new lover in who could be, you could have two choices here. Two people. You're reaching for transformation here in what you don't see coming. You could have, I'm getting for some of you, someone coming back and someone who's coming in at the same time, Sag. Interesting. It's because of what I see at the bottom of the deck. This is the shadow. This is what you don't see. So you are opening your heart and you feel something really shifting, Sag. I think you did get new love or something for November, but there's something that's transforming during Scorpio season here. And you are reaching for abundance and for what's going to bring in more love for you, because that's really, these are the first cards that came out. The Lovers, the Knight of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. Underneath, that's the Seven of Pentacles with the Seven of Cups. So there are options opening up for you. And for those of you who are not interested in romantic love, this is about you having options around your choices, around how you want to bring in the higher vibration of love in the way, I'm getting this too. I keep hearing Spirit tell me this whole reading, clean it up, clean it up. The collective is being asked to clean up the way they talk about others, the way they talk about collective political things. And it's about not going to those fear-based timelines, because that's what we're going to bring more in of. I hope I said that right. So there's just this intricate dance between the collective and the individual consciousness going on right now. And it can be very confusing. For you, Sag, I want you to remember this from this reading. The second half of November is about you wrapping up a cycle where you are calling in your spell work with the words you speak to others and to yourself, that you deserve and you are worthy of emotionally mature connections that build emotional safety. And if anyone is leaving you confused, or you're trying to choose between two people, get more information before you make that choice, but you are making a choice. I'm hearing it strongly. There is a choice here. So let's now go into clarifying. One might be trapping you in the past, and one might be your breakthrough freedom for the future. It's funny because this King of Cups is in the overall general energy, but it feels very past energy. Again, Nine of Pentacles, we have the Four of Wands reversed. There's some sort of situation. I want to see what's going on underneath this Four of Swords. Whoa. Interesting. We're going to take this. A lot of these are all messed up, but I'm going to take what the energies and what I feel. There's a situation that this was upside down, so I'm going to take it this way. A situation that just wasn't going to come together for you. That maybe you have had to go back to again and again and again to revisit. Ultimately, it's almost like you have to close your heart off to one situation and open your heart and nurture another situation and come out of a wounded state here and a state of being trapped. Okay. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse, the Nine of Wands in reverse, right? Are you going to choose the harder path where you may shut your heart down? Or are you going to nurture what you want to build to support you in the future? It's almost like learn from the past. Learn from the lessons of the past, okay? This one's going to be, I'm not being guided to take that one. That one's going to be, but I think that was important information. I feel like someone still wants your energy, Sag. Learn from it. Yeah, Page of Swords, Star. Learn from the past around what your wishes are, but ultimately this is about your own healing. Star energy has been coming up so much for the collective because it's about where we're headed, the higher octave of love, and our hope for healing, healing that makes us come out of patterns. Chariot and the Star. I want to get clarity on this King of Cups. Three of Cups. Ace of Wands. Knight of Swords in reverse. All right. Well, this is the overall general energy. I feel like you have somebody who wants a new beginning with you, but they're trapped in a third-party situation that's only going to maybe about 20% of you. Others of you, you are in a period of recuperation where you're not quite ready to go into a new direction and you're really leaning heavily on your friends. Okay. The second half of this month is about celebrating with your socials, celebrating, going in a new divine inspiration with your social calendar. This is the card of letting your feelings come out amongst friends, sharing your thoughts and perspective with the people that you care about to bring about emotional lessons. You know, ooh, no wonder. Oh my God. You know what? I start readings and then I forget what's really going on with the astrology. We're on the verge of your season. So no wonder you're wrapping up a cycle. There's something that Knight of Swords is the hero of the deck. I feel like you have someone in your life whose hands are tied, who wants to do some sort of last-ditch heroic effort to win you back, but they're not going to. I feel like you're tying up a soul contract with someone who you've been learning from in your acceptance or non-acceptance of emotional maturity around you this past cycle, which is this past year. So whoever you've been dealing with, this is not a new person. This is someone who you've been dealing with. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It's somebody who you had a lot of love for and will continue to have a lot of love for. But there's some sort of halt in you just pausing that and saying, you know what? I'm still processing. You're processing a King of Cups in your life. The opportunities of the world. Let this cycle play out. We had the Wheel of Fortune that went on its side. It's like there's some sort of pause point for the second half of November for you to regroup and allow for these changes to take hold. There is some sort of ripple effect in your decision making, and also how I'm just saying, be mindful of your words. Be mindful of the stories you tell others. Are you the hero or the victim? There's some sort of anti-hero here. Or a fall from grace. I don't know what that's about, but the Knight of Swords is someone who is not the hero they portrayed themselves to be, or the heroine they portrayed themselves to be. Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. This cycle, you've had to turn your back to someone, but it's almost been some sort of redemption is found in your glow up by saying no to a situation where you were taken advantage of. I'm getting that. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. You're standing strong in your grounded energy as it relates to your own capacity to create the things in your life that bring stability. These changes have been coming in and they've been trickling in. But I think you're at this point where there's reward and recognition over you actually choosing you in a situation and no longer giving someone else your time, energy, and just your mental, like, we grant people our energy when we think or speak about them. And this year you've had to almost I call it letting something drain out of your energetic frequency. And you've had a King of Cups drain out of your energetic frequency, right? Who was the anti-hero, right? Maybe the villain, right? In your story. And out of this, you've stepped out of a karmic timeline of patterning where you were not accepting. You were accepting so much less than what you deserve. And it's almost as though you're in this new beginning and you're realizing you have succeeded in what you came to conquer and what you came to learn. Clearing my throat. There's something too, like clear up there's this energetic frequency difference between who you used to operate as and who you're operating as now. And it's like you're already operating that frequency, but it's almost like you haven't fully realized it yet. Some of you have. Everyone's on a different timeline here, but I'm going to keep going. I'm having a hard time clearing my throat. There's something that someone you have silenced. They don't like it. They do not like it. You have silenced someone, and that means you're no longer going to hear what they have to say, and you're not doing it out of spite. You're doing it because you have vibed out of it. But there's someone who's kind of upset because of the way you are either speaking about them or the way they're being portrayed. Interesting. Wow, that's interesting. Sag. Your challenge is the 3 of Pentacles. We have the World in reverse in the challenge, and we have the World upright in the opportunity. What's going on here? Are you having a difficult, told you, you're having a difficult time. I think this is when we hold on to energetic frequencies that we are we are not physically dealing with, but energetically there is a war still going on. Okay. You have some sort of energetic clash here. We have this is the card of nostalgia, a soul bond, okay, that has gone sideways in your life. Page of Cups, this is when you expect an apology and it never comes because someone's they're willfully holding on and holding back from doing the right thing so there can be forgiveness. Basically, someone's creating unfinished business. You could be calling them out this month and saying, you know what, I'm washing my hands of this. You're basically looking back at a cycle and you have a choice point whether you want to go back or if you want to just keep moving forward. Your Queen of Wands is almost like it's so enticing for this individual. They don't want to let you go. They want your energy, which is they might be doing things that are triggering you to give them negative attention. This Page of Cups is, I'm getting somebody who's not apologizing for their wrongdoings, and you're calling them out either among your friends or this is interesting information. Be careful, because if you keep feeding this narrative, you're giving them negative attention, and you're keeping this portal open to a negative timeline. Basically a timeline of past abuses that, this is so happening so much in the collective. Oh my God. This is like, why do we do this? And we do it because we're like, it's that whole, when you get bit by a snake and you chase the snake and ask, why did you bite me? When you just need to deal with the poison. And that's the thing, like, deal with the poison, Sag. Don't expect the snake to apologize to you for biting you. It's a snake, okay? The snake's doing what it does instinctually. Whatever this person did to you, they did it out of their own instincts of survival or of the way they are and their patterning and their wounding. Okay. This is a very specific reading, so we'll just see how it goes when it's posted. But for a lot of you, whoever this is, it's somebody that you really gave a lot of unconditional love to. There was a soul contract here, but it's a matter of tie it up, brothers and sisters. Like, release it from your narrative, release it from your thoughts, release it from the energy you give to it. Like, honestly, I've had like timelines where it's been hard to let somebody go. And I swear to God, do not listen to the songs. Do not read past cards. Like, get rid of it. Like, whatever holds an energetic frequency of anyone who's done you wrong. And it's like a matter of, are you going to continue to hold on to it? Right? So there's some sort of choice going on around staying trapped in an old cycle and the ripple effect that's going to cause in your new beginning, Sag. So release the energetic cords. We hold on to things. And if you want to hold on to something they gave you, then cleanse it at least, right? Create a new memory around it so you don't associate it. There's a lot of like associations with this person that are still lingering. And you're like, why am I still thinking about this person? Well, healing is its own time frame, but you get to decide how much you're going to feed, right? In your behavior, your thoughts, and your actions. An old timeline. This is doing the work to move past the lessons, incorporating them and letting go. The Magician. You're manifesting and you're walking away from the battle. Five of Swords. We have the Magician, the Five of Swords over the Two of Swords. Somebody has caused you some grief. And it is. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Five of Swords. And we have the Magician over the Two of Swords. You get to decide, Sag. It's in your hands. It's in your hands. I feel like you're wrapping up a cycle with somebody and laying that to rest. This is truly an unfinished business reading. If you hold on to all this stuff, it's going to interfere with you calling in something new. It's going to muddle up the purity in the frequency. And you know what? And this is something we do when we feel victimized by people. Well, I didn't deserve that, and that hurt me. And then you tell 5 people about what they did, and then you keep repeating the story. Oh, they reached out, they did this, they did that. You know, it's like, find it deep within your heart to forgive. Because the more attention you give to this situation, the more you're empowering them to remain in your timeline where you're ready to jump off of this. Jump off of this timeline. Yes, we have villains all around us, you all around us. But it's time to walk away from the fight, because all it does is it creates blindness. You get stuck between thought and emotion, and you don't know which way to go. And it's a frequency. I'm not saying literally. I'm talking about frequency here. And it's so subtle, we don't even realize it. So be mindful of the stories you tell yourself and the people around you the second half of November. And what energies are you still clinging to? There's a matter of learning our lessons and getting through the healing process of our wounds. I'm not saying bypass that. I'm saying don't perpetuate a cycle of negativity and let someone to continue to affect you and bother you and get under your skin, Sag. Rise above it. I'm getting that. Now, let's talk about what you don't see coming in this choice point. You have a King of Pentacles coming in. You've been contending with the King of Cups. This is someone you gave your heart to in the past. This King of Pentacles, I think they're looking at long term. And it's an exciting new beginning for you. Let's see what's going to happen here. This truly is close out the old mess of a cycle. This was messy. Yeah, you're standing strong in your own power, Sag. Whoa, those all wanted to come out. I'm going to tell the story here. Let's do it. This is what you don't see coming, okay? I'm a sovereign being. I'm strong. I'm going to operate from a higher timeline. I'm learning from the past. Okay? 9 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Queen of Swords. I am holding boundaries against anyone who is inauthentic, unhealthy. I am letting go of trauma bonds, toxic attachments. They cannot permeate my energy frequency. I'm not talking about, this is the thing. You may not have seen this person for months or years, but are they still lingering in your energy? Are they keeping you from stepping into this 1111 portal clean, clear, clean it up? Okay? Spirit speaking through me. It's not me, y'all. I'm not trying to sit here and judge you or condemn you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay? Because once you in the traumatic bond, in the trauma bond, in the karmic, right? Let go of the karmic. Then you call in a beautiful frequency of abundance, of love, of unity consciousness. You're struggling. You are so struggling. You're struggling because whether this was a divorce or an engagement that went awry or a long-term commitment that ended, it's time to let that go. We have the 4 of Wands in reverse, the 10 of Cups with the 10 of Swords. Your happily ever after was not here. This was your happily ever ascension timeline. It's what you needed to grow and ascend so you could become the person you are today. Walk away from the fight. Walk away from the fight, Sag. This is a battle between you and you. You know, I'll tell you a story while I'm pulling some other oracles. I'm going to be, you know what? I'm going to do this because I feel like this is going to be pertinent for you. You need a spirit animal to guide you through this portal. Way back when, in my early 30s, I got bit by a dog. This dog was owned by 2 cops. I lost a lot of work. At the time, I was working at a really swanky spa in Laguna Beach, and I couldn't work because he bit me right here on my inner arm, and stitches and all. These owners, these dog owners, shame on them. They didn't want to take accountability, and I had lost work. I had lost a great deal of money dealing with this, and I started to consider, for the first time and only time in my life, when it came to any kind of civil action against anyone. And I did not want the dog to be put down. I'm a huge dog lover. I wanted the dog to get, rehabilitative lessons, sessions. I was running and I stopped and I was talking to the owner, and the dog just reached out and lunged at me and bit me out of nowhere. And it was traumatic. And they were in my neighborhood. So it was this big brouhaha in this condominium. It was a townhouse complex on the water. And I started to amass for about a month all the data, right? And you start, writing down the paragraphs, right? I'm telling you the story, right? We start defending ourselves. We start to amass all of the data, right? All of the, evidence, right? And I started to realize what it was doing to my frequency. I was not feeling well. I was feeling victimized. I was feeling wronged. I was feeling hateful. I was feeling scared because they were cops, and I didn't know what they were capable of. And one night, I woke up in the middle of the night from a fever dream, and I had everything laying out. I had lawyers. Like, this was going to be a case. I threw everything into a trash bag. Everything I had written, the clothes that were torn, the hospital report, and I threw it, and I wrote a note, and I said, I release this. This is not worth me going and fighting against people who refuse to see, who refuse to listen. I don't choose to fight, right? Because the fight alone is going to cost me and rob me of my peace. That's the story, you all. And the amount of liberation I felt that night, it was a moonlit night and it was misty because I was on the water. And I'll never forget walking back. And I felt like I was outside of my body. And my soul said, bravo. Because sometimes we fight against the system, we fight against our hurts, but it causes more disharmony inside of us. So whatever it is you're fighting against, really, really sit with it. I'm not saying drop whatever cases you have going on. Trust your own inner guidance. But for me, the more we push against something, the more we're in a state of resistance. So this is a collective message here as well. We can fight against what's going on. And I do believe in peace. My daughter goes to a Quaker school, y'all, private school. And I am a pacifist. Like I am literally like, imagine like Christ consciousness, unity consciousness is Gandhi. Okay. You are a promoter of peaceful action. So I'm not here to say don't fight, but we can fight through the liberation of our own souls, right? Everything outside of us is a reflection of the battle we have within us. So drop the fight. What are you fighting for? You're already whole and complete. The minute you give a timeline, a narrative of fear, you're giving away your power. Elephant spirit, learn from the past. Learn from the past, Sag. I'll tell you what, and I can relate to this so hardcore because I know what it's like when you have a villain in your life and you want to demonize them and you want redemption and you want them to pay. Okay? I don't think it's as a fresh, right, as a wound for some of you, but some of you it is fresh. Let's see what this card has to say. Learn from the past. Number 25. Although we often wish we could leave the past behind, Elephant Spirit reminds us that memory matters. We must respect the wisdom of the elders who hand down to us traditions they have shaped to express our connection to each other and respect for the community. What has come before informs what we are experiencing today, and we must never forget our legacy of strength and dignity. Elephant Spirit appears with the message that we are to acknowledge that which came before and learn from it. All of us are memory-based creatures, and we must revisit the past to understand where we are and where we are going. The stories of events you experienced, the stories in our collective memory, and the stories of relationships you've had can be told many ways. What story will you tell? Y'all, this is so wild. I'm glad I got called to read this because it's exactly what I've been feeling this whole reading. What stories will you tell? Elephant Spirit is here to encourage you to make it one that stirs in you a sense of power and dignity. For you have honored yourself by choosing to learn from your past. Spirit rejoices at your willingness to learn and grow. So this truly, let my story of being bit by a dog be a testament to your story. It's time to drop the end of the end. Whatever turned upside down in your home life, in your family life, and a connection that felt like home to you, it's time for you to move on, okay? Come out of this state. You're at truly a crossroads of releasing the past, this past cycle. A lot of you are manifesting a divine union in this new year, sometime in 2025. For those of you who are really trying to release something, the spider web, right? The entrapment of the hurt people cause us. There is a ripple effect here. Respect and dignity. And that comes down to you holding the boundaries and no longer perpetuating the frequency of hurt and pain. Heal it so that you may rise above it. Walk through this portal clean, okay, and clear. All right, Sag, this was a very powerful reading. I'm being called to do just one or two more clarifying oracles. Just one or two more. One or two more, just to end this. Ooh, we have a couple. Just this one came out. We'll do this one. Wow. Look at all the tidal wave of emotion. It's almost like you've gone through the ringer. You've gone through almost every emotion. I just heard the spectrum of emotion this last year was real, Jenna. Step into the enveloping valley of shadows. Here, fears are faced, and the courage is forged in dimly lit paths. That's in the valley of shadows. And then embrace courage, which is the way it was. I'm reading both. So it's like there's a dual perspective here. There's the shadow, and then there's the courage to overcome the shadow. Open your mind, learn from experiences, and let answers unfold in your journey. You are truly looking back this year, almost as if a life review of this past cycle, because there was a villain hero timeline that you played out. And it's time to lay it to rest and make peace with yourself inside energetically, with you and this individual or individuals. Okay, whoever this was, whoever was the villain, okay, learn from the past. It's allowing you to step into a higher timeline where you now have a better sense of what healthy, safe attachment, no longer unhealthy attachment, okay? You're done with that timeline. You can thank you for its lessons. No more of that, okay? I wish you love and light on your path of ascension, and especially through this 1111 portal. I will be back for you all on tomorrow, which is Sunday, the day before, to call in some, I'm going to actually suggest a ritual for everyone to release what they need to release so they can call in the highest timeline possible on 1111, okay? Sending love.